High time. U.S. courts punish Adani, safeguard investors. It's high time for U.S. courts to investigate Adani Group companies and should take up suo motu action to punish Adani Group promoters to safeguard U.S. investors on following grounds. Firstly, Hindenburg research with solid empirical proofs have demonstrated that how Adani Group is involved in insider trading in Indian stock markets and manipulating stock prices of its group companies. Those are raising funds from U.S. investors. Secondly, chain of corrupt practices activities are already available with Swiss, Australian, Kenyan, Sri Lankan, Bangladeshi governments where Adani Group companies has used its political flouts with present Modi government to endanger business ethics, human rights, consumer rights and environment. Thirdly, various examples of unethical business practices can be observed in India where Adani Group is involved in monopolistic trade practices due to illegitimate anti-social political support from Modi government by manipulating Indian laws and state agencies and acquiring businesses in various fields such as defense, ports, airports, power, mining, railways, consumer and industrial products. Fourthly, global rating agencies have already taken suo motu cognizance of the Adani Gate issues and downgraded their ratings on Adani Group for investors' information and protection. And last but not the least, of breaking US laws under FCPA Act, which in itself is a larger crime of not only violating US laws but also to cheat US investors. Henceforth we say that it's time for US courts to step up and take action against Adani Group to protect the interests of US investors. This Indian conglomerate has been involved in various controversies and legal troubles, which have raised serious concerns among the investment community. U.S. investors should not turn a blind eye to the track record of Adani Group, as their hard-earned money is at stake. It's high time for the courts to impose strict penalties and hold this company accountable for its wrongdoings. Adani Group has a history of flouting laws and regulations, which has resulted in numerous legal challenges. From environmental violations to corruption charges, this conglomerate has been accused of multiple offences. In fact, in 2011, the Indian Ministry of Environment and Forests had revoked environmental clearance for a coal project due to non-compliance by Adani Group. This blatant disregard for the law not only harms the environment but also poses a serious threat to the investments of U.S. shareholders. Moreover, Adani Group has been in the news recently for its involvement in a major financial scandal. An investigative report by Indian news publication, as per media reports Hindenburg Research and the Economic Times, uncovered a web of shell companies allegedly used by Adani Group to siphon off funds from its publicly listed companies. This has raised concerns about the transparency and integrity of the company, and has caused a significant drop in the stock prices of Adani Group subsidiaries. As U.S. investors, it is imperative to demand accountability from Adani Group for their unethical and illegal practices. The U.S. court system has a responsibility to protect the interests of its investors and punish those who violate laws and deceive shareholders. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, in the U.S. has strict regulations in place to prevent fraudulent activities and ensure transparency in the stock market. Adani Group's actions not only violate these regulations but also undermine the confidence of investors in the market. It's time for the SEC to take swift action and penalize Adani Group to safeguard the investments of U.S. shareholders. Moreover, Taking a strong stance against Adani Group will also send a message to other companies that unethical practices and violations of laws will not be tolerated in the US market. This will help in building a more transparent and accountable business environment for US investors. In conclusion, it's evident that Adani Group's track record raises serious doubts about the credibility and integrity of the company. U.S. courts must take strict action against this conglomerate to protect the interests of U.S. investors and uphold the integrity of the market. It's time to hold Adani Group accountable and send a strong message that unethical and illegal practices will not be tolerated in the U.S. market. Robert Phillip. Global News Desk. Voice of the People International. Visit VOPGLOBAL.org. Please like, subscribe, share.